Hello, everyone. We are live for another episode of Cleats and Beats.
Yep. Cleats
Live
and
here with
Beats.
Lucky and Nana.
Yep.
We're excited to kick off another episode. So I think we'll start with some soccer first. So Nana, let's go
Yeah.
over the rundown of the scores.
Yeah. Let's go run down the scores. We actually predicted some scores throughout the week.
Yeah,
The first game that we had was Liverpool versus Everton. I was saying that Everton always gave Liverpool a tough time, and it was going to be a tough match.
it's a derby, right?
It is a derby,
Hmm.
and Lucky's score was 3-1, and mine was 2-1, and the score was actually 1-0 Liverpool.
Wow, close game.
It's a really close game. And Liverpool, I believe Liverpool was playing home, if I'm not
Mm.
mistaken. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, like I would say, they call it a Merseyside derby, and they always give Liverpool a tough time. It's never a blowout, you know. I
Hmm.
just don't know what it is between these two sides, but every time they play, there's always some sort of like a friction between them. I think the stadium is super, super, super close to each other, like I
Hmm.
mentioned. And then I think the investors too are, I think, brothers. So every time they play, there's always attention behind them. What
Hmm.
did you think about the game or the highlights if you watch it?
Yeah, it was a close game, but Liverpool came out at the end. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a close game because of the derby and then the nature of it. It's just
Yeah,
they're kind of
absolutely.
intense. Those are the funnest ones to watch because they're very competitive matches.
Always, yeah.
It's just intense. So yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah.
Liverpool just had more class at the end, and Tottenham
Always.
has been kind of on
You
this
mean
season
Everton?
hasn't. Yeah, I mean Everton. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Everton has been kind of not at their stride so far
Yeah.
this season. So yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that basically wraps up the Premier League for Liverpool. I mean, they're just so far ahead now.
Yeah, it's
I
hard to
think
catch.
it's really hard to catch. I think they're just having fun now and throwing in some new ideas here and there and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, um, I think Jota scored. I'm not. Let me double check. I think it was Jota that came in the clutch and scored for Liverpool. Um,
Yeah.
that's one thing about Liverpool too. They always have these players. You know, they have Nunez. You know, they have Jota. They have Salah. They have
Hmm.
all these wide players that can kill you. You know,
Hmm.
so even if there's a 0-0, 1-1, they always gonna find a way to come in and just finish the games out for you. So big ups to Liverpool on that one.
Yeah, they have. Klopp built a good team.
He did.
Like it
He did.
takes time to build a team
Absolutely. Yeah.
with really good depth, and even I mean Chiesa doesn't play as much as he did in Juventus, but
Yeah.
when he was in Juventus, he was the best player. He was a killer. So and then you have someone like that coming off the bench, trying to find his form. It's got Luis Diaz. It's a good team from top to
It's a
bottom.
great team. It's a great team.
It's like, yeah, it's a team built to withstand a Premier League schedule.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Did
Yeah.
Trent play?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Wow.
at the
At the starting
yeah,
lineup. Yeah.
he didn't. Yeah, he's getting ready to go, so they
It's,
want
it's
to hold on to the investment
yeah, for
money
sure.
that's coming in.
Excuse me. And yeah, the next game was Forest United. United's having a really funny season.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Your score prediction was 2-1 and mine was a tie. I was giving United a little bit of grace, like, oh, they might have one up against them, but no. Forest, I actually watched the game. The way
Hmm.
Forest was defending after they score,
Hmm.
it was like Mourinho Chelsea back in like 08, 09. They were incredible. They were not gonna let that game slip at all. And United just couldn't find answers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Forrest is well coached. They're a good team. I mean,
Yeah.
they've proved it all season that
Mhm.
they could win against big
Mhm.
opponents. So and
Yeah.
United is kind of up and down throughout the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the guy that was at Wolves, and I think they let him go.
Hmm.
Espero. I forget his name, but he's a great coach, and
He's been a lot of places. He's been to Saudi to
yeah,
even Espirito Santo. Yeah.
Espirito Santos. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it looks like Forest might clinch that third spot. I know we're going down the wire.
Hmm.
And beating United is huge. Is
Hmm.
even though United is not in their best form, it still doesn't matter. They beat them at the end of the day. You know.
Mm. And
So
City's playing United right now.
yeah, how's that
Yeah.
going?
0-0,
Whew.
59th minute.
Yeah, that's gonna be a game to keep an eye out for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's a battle.
It's a,
That'll be a battle. Yeah,
yeah,
because City need the points desperately.
yeah. And even though United has dipped in form, when they play, it's a derby match. So every time they play City, they always gonna bring their A game. Everything is always
Hmm.
gonna be, yeah. So it's just
Hmm.
gonna be one of those that they just gonna try to find a way to pull through.
Yeah.
The other game was Arsenal Fulham.
Mm.
Arsenal Fulham. It. I did not know where this game was gonna go. I really honestly thought it was gonna be a breeze. Um,
Hmm.
you predicted 3-1, and I predicted 2-0, but the score was actually 2-1.
Yeah.
Arsenal, every time they play Fulham, it's always a tricky fixture. And even though Arsenal was up 2-0, and then finally Fulham had an answer back, it was just kind of way too late.
Hmm.
And I really believe that kind of secured Arsenal Champions League spot. Although they tied today, so Forest is still kind of knocking on the door there.
Yeah. Yeah. Forest is still knocking on the doors. Arsenal, yeah, it was a good win.
Great
Bukayo
win.
Saka came back. Saka came back,
Oh yeah, and he scored, didn't he?
scored a goal. Yeah,
Yeah,
needed impact. Fulham, yeah, Fulham has been playing good, playing pretty good. Raul Jimenez, the Mexican striker, he's on form.
yeah, he
He's
is.
playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah,
He wasn't able to score in that game, but he's playing really good. I've been watching him. Um, yeah,
yeah, it's good.
it's good, good match. And
Yeah, it was a great match.
Arsenal tied Everton. Yeah,
I know.
most
That's
recent game.
so second and third and fourth spot is not guaranteed.
Hmm.
If City picks up a win today, they're gonna be really sneaking in there.
Hmm.
So don't sleep on those guys.
Hmm.
Half of the season is where they always turn up. So I don't
Hmm.
I don't put anything past City at all. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be down to the wire. It's gonna
it will.
come down to the wire.
It will.
Mm.
And then we have Brighton versus Villa. Villa trashing 3-0. I did not see that coming. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
After Brighton losing, I thought for some reason they're gonna amp up their game and come back, but no, Brighton just had no answers for Villa at all, and I was just like,
Mm.
what's going on?
Mm. Dominated
Th-
3-0.
Three
Rashford
zero.
scored.
Yeah, Rashford
Sergio
scored.
Mallet. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Rashford's kicking up. He's starting to get his act together, playing well, looking fit, looking strong.
yep.
Villa's been, usually like a mid to or top half
Mhm.
team, and
Mhm.
they're coached by Unai, so it's a good, well balanced team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah, I'm looking at their squad. It's a good squad.
Yeah, it
It's a good
is.
squad.
No, it is. And the Villa coach has always said, I mean, he's a really great coach. Even
Hmm.
when he was at Arsenal, I know that he wasn't Arsenal fans weren't the biggest fan of
Hmm.
him, but you know how Arsenal fans are. They have no
Very, very
patience.
Arsenal fans are something else, man.
Yeah.
They don't mess
They
around. If
don't
you're
mess
not
around.
winning, they'll be yelling for your head.
Yeah.
All the coach's job. If you don't win, it's like a ticking time bomb.
Yep.
Like I'm looking at we didn't talk about Tottenham, but if you
Yeah.
look at what Tottenham did last season and now, people probably are starting to ask for the coach's head. It's only been one season.
I know. I know.
It's it's very fickle. It's crazy.
Yeah. So transition on to that. Tottenham and Chelsea, the derby match.
Mm.
Always a great. Chelsea fans always call Tottenham 3 point heart lane. Every time they play Tottenham, they know that it's gonna be three. But they actually did. Chelsea actually played at home.
Yeah.
You predicted 2-0. I predicted 2-0. Score was 1-0. It's a tight game.
Uh-huh. Good game.
Good game. Good game. Enzo again. I think he's starting to pick up his form. Even though I'm not like the biggest fan of Enzo, he's still starting to pick up his form, and
Mm-hmm.
it's really incredible how he's slowly winning the Chelsea fans back.
Yeah, he's scoring goals, providing assists. I mean, making sure the team wins. He's got the captain armband,
Captain
so
Man,
he's got to
yeah.
like, make sure he's willing other players to play strong, play hard,
Hmm.
get wins. Essentially, is the biggest thing, and they got one, one
They
zero
got one.
against Tottenham. So
They did.
yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of helps them a little bit too in the table. Even though Chelsea tied today against Brentford, they just
Mm-hmm.
the smaller team. They just always been struggling. But I think that Tottenham game 3-0 is a good scores for them.
Mm.
And
1-0.
1-0, 1-0. Yeah, they did a double on them now, which
Mm-hmm.
is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, that's good. Good game.
yeah, it was
It's
a good
it's
game
still
matchup.
like still the second, third, and fourth spot. As we talked about, is there's a lot to play for. So you have
And
to
that's
continue to stack up the wins, get
yep,
points where you can, not
yep,
drop points. It's going to be important for the positions, Champions League.
yep. And it's also important too about keeping healthy, like the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Your squad
Mm-hmm.
health is the most important thing at this point of the season. If you don't have squad depth, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill you. And this is where the bigger teams I think always seems to thrive. You know, they always have
Yeah.
better players that are coming through. That's why that's why I'm kind of so in doubt if Forest will be able to make it. I don't know about their squad depth compared to like your Chelseas and Cities and now Villa is also knocking on the door. So we see how that goes.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, if you're a team without depth,
Yeah,
you're in, let's say, 80th minute, everyone's starting to get tired, and then Chelsea brings someone on with like
Sancho,
fully fit Sancho, Cole Palmer, or
Cole
someone that
Palmer. Yeah.
someone that's gonna change the game as a defender.
Yep.
You're like, man, this is gonna be
Man.
tough for the next
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Full
So
fresh legs. Yeah. Exactly.
ready to change the game, dynamic players. That's usually why the biggest teams win
Yeah.
because it's like a marathon and you need the legs for it.
You need a legs for it. Absolutely right.
Yes.
Yeah. And then AC Milan struggle continue. Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, AC Milan. I mean, they switched coaches recently, but on paper they have a good balanced squad, but they're not getting results. They're losing late in games. They're not scoring first. They're just games that usually they would easily win, or it's you can book them as a win. This season it hasn't been that. It's just been kind of surprising losses left and right. So
Pulisic.
and Pulisic, he's been playing consistent, decent, but they're just not getting results.
Mm.
Firing your coach mid-season it's like a shake-up to the system
I
because now
know.
you're trying to figure out a new coach. Even Juventus just did this. Now you're trying to figure out the system of the new coach, trying to win games. You're going up against Inter. I mean, it's yeah, it's tough. It's been a long season, but I think
Yeah.
they'll have a strong finish because like we were talking about depth and squad player and good depth, they have a really good squad and a deep squad. Over the January window, they picked up more players. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know how this team keeps losing, but they have good players.
Yeah. And with the Italian league is you need that,
Hmm.
right? Because a lot
Hmm.
of the stuff that it plays really really physical, so you need depth to be able to cover up like injuries
Hmm.
and also when you go out in the Champions League. I don't think there's any Italian squad left in the Champions League, is there?
I don't know.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's just Germany, England, and Spain. I think that is it. Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see how the rest of the season ends up. I'm actually super curious and to see how everything will go with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They the last match was against Fiorentina, and Fiorentina's goalie is David De Gea. They got him from retirement,
Jeez.
and he's playing keeper. But like in January, they got Santiago Jimenez,
Mhm.
Mexican striker,
Mhm.
João Felix from Chelsea.
Yeah, he's been
So
everywhere.
he's been that's a sign. That's not the team. That's the player.
That's a player at this point because
That's a player.
he's not a
If you,
bad player either. He's a
it,
great player,
he's a
but
great player, but there's
there's
something
something about
that
him.
he's doing that the coaches don't keep him. Because if
Yeah,
you're a great player, I'm gonna try to keep you because I want to win games.
it's, yeah, it's kind of
Um,
like Morata in a way.
yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Same thing with Murata. He goes everywhere,
like
but he produces, but people he doesn't stay for very
he
long.
doesn't say. Maybe he doesn't have the character, the drive, the
Yeah,
yeah. Maybe yeah. I just don't understand why. Yeah. So
man, interesting.
yeah. So going on, we were talking about Champions League. We have some hot matchup coming up on Tuesday.
Hmm.
We have Arsenal Madrid
Mm.
at the Emirates,
Mm.
1 p.m. my time. I think it's gonna be what 11 your time.
Should 1 p.m.
Yeah.
your time should be 3 my time.
Oh yeah, three. Yeah.
Yeah,
How do
that's
you?
that's gonna be a hot match.
Should we get
This
our
we can get the
prediction going?
predictions out.
Let's get the predictions out.
Let's get the predictions
Let's
out.
get the predictions
Wow.
out on this one, cause this is gonna be. It can it can really go well, or the game can go south. I think there's no other way. Um, I'm gonna go 2-1 Madrid.
Okay, I
Yeah,
like that.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Madrid because I don't think Madrid is gonna cruise. I
I don't
really
think
don't.
so either. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think so either. And they haven't been cruising in La Liga. They
that's
have
the thing.
yeah, that's where they seem beatable.
Yeah,
Because their last game against Valencia, they lost 2-1.
yeah,
Prior to that, they tied 4-4. So it's scoring 4 goals on Real. That's saying something. So
but
I'm actually gonna.
but
But
when
go
they
ahead.
come to Champions League, when they hear the sound, you know what it is with Madrid. When they hear the Champions League sound, it's a whole different ball game from
Hmm.
when they when it's La Liga. Go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
actually. I'm
Yeah.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. First leg is in Arsenal.
Ooh.
They're
Okay.
playing home, based on Real Madrid's recent form.
Uh huh.
I think, I think they're vulnerable. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
2-1 Arsenal. But
Bold.
overall, I think Real will win the knockout. But first leg, I'll give it to Arsenal.
Okay. It's good. It's good. It's good at the
Yeah, maybe.
Emirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Bayern at home against Inter Milan.
Mm, mm. Man, that's gonna be a good one.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Bayern.
Okay.
I've already tipped them to go all the way. So excuse me. Might be biased here.
No,
Go ahead.
they're playing good. Let's do. I'll do 2-1 Bayern. I think they'll win, but I think it'll be close.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they're a strong team. They've been playing really well all season. So they're well coached. They're
Hmm.
always, leading the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's gonna be close, but I think they'll win this one.
Yeah. It just all gonna depends on how Inter performs in the first half. Because I've watched a
Mm-hmm.
couple of the games, and if the first half doesn't really go really well for them, the second half they kind of always fall. But
Mm-hmm.
Bayern, with the crowd behind them, they got some fast-paced players. They have good midfielders.
Mm-hmm.
Defense could be better. They have Kane up top who can kill you any opportunity that you give them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is where they might be too strong for Inter Milan.
Yeah, they have they have Elise said that Musiala. Musiala might be injured though.
Oh,
So he picked up an injury in the last game. Don't
yeah,
know how serious it is, but I think It's supposed to be like a few weeks, so they won't have that in the midfield.
Yeah,
But I still think they have enough to get it done.
yeah. They do. I
Actually,
just
I don't. It's because he Musiala is one of the main creators in the midfield.
great player. My
Great
goodness.
player. He links the whole team together because he does a lot of the hard work, defensive work, in the midfield, making key passes,
Hmm.
and he's very dependable.
Yeah,
So I'm just trying to
very.
think who they'll put in there, but
Yeah, it
that
might.
that's a little bit of a change to their
Hmm.
lineup that they probably didn't expect.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be. Inter Milan has always been a good defensive team too. So if they can really keep it tight and they can keep frustrating and can catch Bayern on the counter, that
Hmm.
could help too. But Bayern has just been really strong at home. So
Hmm.
I just don't see how they could go past them. Is Neuer
Yeah.
still playing? It's
No, I think he's hurt. He has a calf injury, but he might be back for the Champions League game.
yeah,
Uh,
always yeah.
Alfonso Davies is hurt. He got hurt in the last international match
That's also another
against
one.
the U.S.
Uh huh.
But they do. I'm just looking at their squad. They have Serge Gnabry, Thomas Muller.
Hmm.
I'm just looking at the midfield. Rafael Guerrero. So three midfielders I think can pick up the slack for Musiala,
Yep.
and they have Kingsley Coman. So I think
Oh
he
yeah,
has
I
a
forgot
little
about him
injury.
too.
I
Yeah.
forgot about him too.
Jeez, he's a
I'm
great
like, so
player. I actually
wow,
like him.
I really like him.
I actually like him.
Super
Direct,
fast,
direct.
very direct. What more people should be direct?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know
Maybe
why.
maybe
Yeah.
it's not in their DNA, but
Yeah.
if you're a defender and someone is very direct, it's gonna keep you on your toes the whole
All the
game,
time.
all the
Defenders.
times.
I mean,
Yeah,
you play defense. You hated that. Like you
the
hated though.
worst.
Yeah. You
Because
hate.
it's a 1v1, and if he's faster than you, then you have to give him space. The more space you give him, the more chance he has to beat you.
To be.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
It's
it's
kind of
very
like
frustrating.
Ribery. I don't know if you remember Ribery and those kind
Hmm.
of plays. You know what he's gonna do,
Hmm.
or like you're eating hazard when they're dribbling at you directly. You
Hmm.
know, Mo Salahs and all that stuff. So yeah, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting match. I just don't know. I just, things can go south for Bayern really fast, but
Hmm.
at the same time, I just think they just have too much firepower for Inter.
This would be a good game to watch.
Yeah,
I think this would
yeah,
be, yeah. Both of the matches are going to be very close.
close.
It'll
Yeah,
be interesting to see like the strategy, the format, and who steps up
yeah.
because someone's going to need to step up.
Somebody has to step up. Harry
Yeah,
Kane. Harry Kane has to be in this absolutely A game.
yeah.
Yeah, he has to be absolutely A game. So
This is a chance. This is a chance for him to win the trophy.
I know what
I
what a big trophy for him to win.
the big one. This would be a big one.
Wow, that would be crazy if he actually wins the Champions League, his first trophy that he's been
Yeah.
searching for so many
Did the
years.
Bundesliga win the title last year, or the
No,
Bayern win the title?
no, it was
The
Bayern
oh
Leverkusen.
yeah, it was
Remember?
Leverkusen.
Yeah, yeah, they ended up cleaning out. So that's why that's
Dang,
so
he
great.
went to the team that wins the Bundesliga every
Every
year.
year, and then all of a sudden, oh man,
But
I feel,
yeah, I think they have a good chance this year. They've got a 6 point lead on
yeah.
Leverkusen. Yeah, so
Yeah, I think it might be a wrap. Yeah, for that. Yeah, and then yeah, so that's kind of like a wrap up for that. We want to switch out to a very special moment.
mm,
One of the most prolific strikers, I'd say striker, midfielders EPL ever graced.
Jesus, get the
He
award list.
has won so many awards that people don't even realize
Hmm.
that player's name. You wanna go off on that, Lucky?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is leaving Man City.
Oh man.
I saw this coming
Uh huh.
probably a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, I saw this. You could see the dynamic between him and Pep.
Mm-hmm. Was kind of
He
dying a little bit.
it was dying. He wasn't starting. every game. He wasn't starting the big games.
Mm-hmm.
He was picking up injuries, and he was looking like a step slower
Mm-hmm.
than the replacements. So it was like the quality is still there,
Yeah, of course.
but his pace and it's just it was like like a step slower than what Pep probably wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just watching when he subs in, subs out,
Mm-hmm.
him and Pep's relationship was like it wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I could just see that he was like, no, I could tell that he was gonna leave. And it's what happens with Pep as you kind of reach a certain age. It's just that's how the city is. It's like they'll find someone newer, younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the city won't be willing to give you a longer term contract
Yeah.
that you want. So
Yeah.
it's like business decision on both ends.
Yeah.
But it's kind of yeah, it's the reality of it. But I mean, I'll miss
Oh
watching
my.
him
Oh
at
my
City
goodness.
destroy midfielders.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was an artist. He
He,
was an artist. It was
he's one of a kind, and
mhm,
his attitude on and off pitch, he just goes and plays the game.
mhm,
He doesn't get into any of that media stuff or rumbles or anything like that.
mhm,
I just really enjoy watching that kid play.
mhm,
If I was in high school or middle school or something like that, and I'm coming up, I'm a midfielder, he's gonna be one of those that I'm just gonna be
yeah,
constantly watching every day
mhm,
to
mhm,
improve my
yeah.
game.
His vision,
Simple
technique, skills, both
work,
feet,
work rate.
work rate. I mean, a lot of people don't last at City, especially attacking players or
Hmm.
just in general. Like
Hmm.
if Pep sees you're dropping in form, he's
Hmm.
just not going to play you
No,
because he has so many options.
rightfully
So
so.
no,
Rightfully so.
yeah, it is what it is. But wow, he's been a beast for City. I'm excited. I'm interested to see where he lands up
Hmm.
because he's got suitors.
Yeah,
If he goes to the Saudi league, it's gonna be sad because I probably won't watch that. I
yeah,
don't
I
really
know.
watch the Saudi league, so I won't
Um,
see it.
I did a little
Um,
research and they said he's gonna go to MLS at San Diego.
that's what seems the most likely to me.
Yeah,
And I think if they have a decent team, I think he'll be showing out every week because
yeah,
what he's used to versus what MLS
it'll be
it'll be like he'll be able to tear up defenses
yeah,
just because of his thinking.
but what is an end product?
Yeah,
You
he
know what I
needs
mean?
someone. He needs someone.
He
And
needs.
it's if it's a new team, you don't know. I might not know all the players, so it's like, what is he getting into? Is he having anyone to pass it to? Like when Messi came, he
Hmm.
brought at least people that he knew he could play with. You
Yep,
know,
that was smart by him.
it was very smart
Yeah.
because you don't want to just start learning, figure out new players, figuring out how they like the ball. He had someone in the midfield, someone in defense, where he kind of knew their
Hmm.
positioning when they would go up, when they would hold the ball. It's just like a different level of understanding of the game
Of the game,
that
yeah,
takes years of playing. But
yeah,
yeah, very
yeah,
interesting to see.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting. There's just been a question that's been posing in my head when I saw the news. Um, to you, right? I mean, and you and I've been watching EPL for a long time. There's been some freaking great midfielders
Hmm.
in the EPL. Will he ever make the starting 11 of EPL? As you see the list on there, I put on. This will be based on goals, assists, trophies, and longevity.
Hmm.
Paul Scholes. I know. Remember
Yeah,
Paul Scholes from Manu.
yeah, he was
Oh my god,
super consistent,
one of
very very lethal.
s-
You can always
s-
count on him.
small
Yeah.
guys. And then you have the African maestro N'Golo Kante.
Did everything on the field.
He they say the earth covers 98% or whatever, and then they say Kante covers like the rest. The guy has been everywhere. He's done everything.
Hmm.
Humble. He's player, coach's player,
Hmm.
work rate, smallest guy, everything. It couldn't be said about. He's the main reason why Leicester won the league.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
and Chelsea won the Champions League too because of him.
Hmm.
And then you
Yeah,
have
it's hard. It's hard. He's like someone that's really hard to replace in the midfield because he's doing so much that it might take two players to do.
yeah,
just nonstop running, covering ground,
covering ground, just
you
work
know,
rate.
cutting off passes, work rate, where it's like, ah, and you need someone that can do that for 90 minutes.
90 minutes and doesn't
Yeah.
get tired. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your guy, Steven G.
Stevie G.
Unfortunately, he never won the premiership, but
Yeah.
his other records and everything that he's done
Mm-hmm.
in the EPL and for Liverpool has been incredible.
Yeah. All these. I mean, outside of Conte, all these players who played, you know, a little bit a while ago, they were warriors. You could they played for the badge. They played for the team. They played really hard every game. Even we haven't talked about Lampard or Giggs, but it's kind of
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yep.
They stayed with their team for a long time, and they played
Yeah.
really hard for
Yeah.
for
Lampard.
their
Yeah.
city.
Ryan Giggs, Vieira,
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal legend, Roy Keane,
Mm-hmm.
Man U legend, and
Yeah.
then David Silva. Let's not forget about that guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, when he left, it was surprising too because I thought he was still very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, City,
How
I
they
would
gonna
get rid of
replace
this
it?
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's kind of the same thing as you reach a certain age.
Hmm.
Maybe you want to try something new. Maybe City wants to find someone younger.
Yeah.
But he
It's
was he
sad.
was a beast. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad,
And then you have SCN and Fabregas.
man.
I know.
That's yeah. He's coaching now too. He was a beast, beast for
Yeah.
Chelsea, man.
Yeah. Chelsea has always been blessed with good midfielders. Every
Yeah.
team always been blessed with a certain, like certain players and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Man U, I think it was goalkeepers, right?
Mhm.
Arsenal's strikers, Thierry Henry and Bergkamp and all those guys. And City now looks like midfielders and strikers. We have Aguero and Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's funny once they got rid of same thing. That's what happened to he plays the striker before Holland.
Aguero.
No,
Oh, I can't think of
I'm
his
just
name.
blanking. I'm
Yeah,
blanking on his name,
yeah.
but Raheem Sterling.
Sterling. Yeah,
Yeah, he was good, but he wasn't like elite. And once Erling came, City was like, all right, we don't need you anymore.
yeah.
All the
This is
things you've
gonna.
done for us for all these years,
Yeah,
it was like, and Julian Alvarez too. He can tell because he wasn't playing every game 90 minutes. He wasn't playing the big games, but he
yeah,
was young and he wanted to play.
yeah.
So City was like, I can't guarantee you 90 minutes every
It's a
game,
tough.
and we
It's a
have
tough
Erling
talk.
Haaland. It's a tough talk. It's like you as a player, you think you're the best. I don't care if this kid's good. I still think I'm the best. I still think I can deliver.
Yeah,
So you have to make a decision. Either stay and hope you play, or go to a team where you know you'll play,
yeah.
which is what Alvarez did. Sterling he kind of didn't have any option.
No, he didn't. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, but it's funny when a legend is leaving. Like, man, how are we gonna replace this guy?
Hmm.
But then there's always something.
Yeah.
Players,
Always someone new, someone young.
yeah.
Give someone a chance. Like, yeah,
Like
you
when
just never
Messi,
know.
like Messi leaving Barcelona is a perfect example.
Hmm.
But now look, I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Talent all over the place
yeah.
now.
You
Yeah.
can't. I mean, you can't compare Lamine Yamal to Messi, but like he's still doing the job. He's still getting the job done,
Hmm.
right? Same with when Ronaldo left Madrid. Now you have Vinny's, your Mbappe's. So players, clubs are not scared to let players go. They're
Yeah.
not, because there's always gonna be somebody coming through the pipeline that they know that you are replaceable.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Everyone's replaceable. I mean, they'll figure out a way to get the
Fi-
job done.
they figure it
You
out.
can It's hard to replace a Messi,
Yeah,
but it's like you'll figure out a way. Like
yeah,
Mbappe,
yeah,
they figured out a way to build a team that's not reliant on just one player.
yeah, yeah, for
Which
sure.
I think they're more lethal now.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
no, no,
not
for
more
sure.
lethal, but I really think they're a good team still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So quickly, you want to run down through some of Kevin's De
Yeah.
Bruyne's
Yeah, I can go through
awards,
his
and
awards.
then
So,
quickly
mhm.
explain what each one of them is for those who are not so familiar with soccer and whatnot or football.
Yep. So I'll start with the Premier League titles. So he's won 6 Premier League titles with City. And then Premier League is the one who the team who won overall won the points race for the Premier League that
Yeah.
season.
And how
So
many
it's
games is it usually?
30,
36?
36 or so games. I don't know the
Yeah.
amount of games, but it's just a running point score. You win, you get 3 points. You tie,
Yeah.
you get one. Lose, you get zero.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
S-
we were talking. Like I was saying, it's like a marathon. The
Yeah.
best, strongest, team with the most depth usually wins, or they usually pull away from the rest of the squad.
Mm-hmm.
So City won 2017, 2018, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. So City has been a good team for a
A long
long
time.
long
And
time now.
not a lot of legends has won a pre, Premier
Premier
League.
League
So
that many
let's, yeah,
times.
like how
Yeah.
we are talking about Steven Gerrard. So it's not something to just brush over. It's very difficult to win the Premier.
hmm Yeah. You have to be in the right team, one of the
Hmm.
top teams in the
Hmm.
league, and then you have to be consistent in winning games, winning big games, because most of these years they were pretty close. It kind of came down to the last handful of games. So
Yeah.
you have to maintain your form
Hmm.
throughout the duration of the season, which is yeah, it's hard to win that many
And as a
Premier Leagues.
coach too, dealing with egos, and I think Kevin was a captain for a while too, after
hmm
Aguero or Vincent Company and them left. So anyway, go ahead. And the next one.
Yeah, back to dealing with egos. I don't know how
Yeah.
Pep does that
I know.
because when you're I mean I guess that's what you're paid to do,
Yeah.
but you're trying to manage minutes, egos, because you have such good players. You don't want to leave them all on the bench, but
Yep.
you have to pick your best 11 and then
All the
change when you
time.
can. But
Yep.
everyone on the squad wants to play 90 minutes,
And
and you have half the squad that isn't going to do that. So you have to figure out how to do that, which is it's just not easy. All right,
not
going on the
easy at
next
all.
awards.
Yeah.
Next award, he won the FA Cup twice in 2018 and
Hmm.
2018-19 season, and then 2022-2023 season,
Yeah. And
which is
I want to quickly brush on the FA Cup. The FA Cup was one of the oldest tournament actually in world of football actually. Yeah. Um. So although uh, he won it how many times? Twice.
twice. Yeah,
Okay.
twice.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so FA Cup is the cup in the Premier League where all the teams within the different tiers can compete for
A
the one
lot.
cup. So
Yeah. A lot of
generally,
different. Yeah.
a lot of different tiers. Generally, it comes down to the top Premier League teams, but there can also be a Cinderella story where
Oh yeah.
a lower division team can make a run and get into a big game that
Yeah.
you never know. It's one game. You can crazy things can happen.
Yeah. And it's a way for mid-table teams to also kind of like win a trophy, which goes on
hmm
to the next cup that he won, which is the Carabao Cup. I forgot what it used to be called.
Oh yeah,
Remember
I
you did?
forgot what it was called.
Yeah.
No, I forgot what it's called. So he's won 5 Carabao Cups: the 2015-2016 season, 2017, 2018, 18, 19, 19, 20. They dominated
They
this
did.
tournament. So he's won. City won
Hmm.
5 of those while KDB played there. Not I don't know if you have the history of it or what it was named before.
It was called the Carling Cup before.
The curling cup
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. They've had so many different names for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different sponsors.
Yeah. Like a different sponsors for it. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. But that cup is usually the top four teams or top six teams. They usually use your bench players to kind of play those cups.
hmm
In the beginning, they will use it's kind of funny because they will use those players to like play, and then once he
hmm
reaches the final eight, then the starting 11 will come and play. So if you're a
Yeah,
player that hasn't
yeah.
seen any minute throughout the whole season, this is like the best time for you to actually like go and show what you got,
hmm
to win
hmm
the game for
hmm
your team and stuff like that. Yeah.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, same thing as we were talking about squad depth.
Yep.
Like a team with City, they have the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, they have Champions League, and then they have the league games.
Yep.
So you can't play your top 11
For
every
injuries.
week or all these games based on injuries, based on like people get tired. So Carabao Cup is especially in the early games, like Nana was saying, it's a good way to get your younger players
Yeah.
minutes and meaningful games. So
Yeah.
KDB City won 5 of those, and then
Yeah.
the big one, uh, the Champions League,
Oh
which
man.
City won in 2022-23 season.
Yeah.
This just goes to show you how hard it is to win the Champions League because in De Bruyne's career, he won 6 Premier Leagues, which is
Yeah.
a marathon. But Champions League is like a marathon plus being lucky, plus having the right timing.
Timing and the good
It's just
players.
and good players. It's not just based on depth. You kind of have to have everything fall in place. It seems like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they and in the later rounds, Pep will do something with the lineup or the formation
And that's he's
that will
fickle
lead
with
to
it,
them
yeah.
that will lead to them losing. And it was always funny watching the later round and because he looked so stressed because you could
Always
tell this is the
scratching his
one he
head.
wanted to
He
win.
yeah, with
This
City,
was the
yeah.
big one he wanted to win with City. And
Yeah.
when they finally won, you could tell he was relieved
Yeah.
because if you win so many Premier Leagues, then it kind of, even though it's important, but the value diminishes as you kind of continuously win them.
Yeah.
And then the one you always wanted, that's the one you're really going for.
Yeah, and there's also been a lot of great players who hasn't won the Champions League,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So some players, even if you ask them, I know it's gonna sound crazy, this unpopular opinion. Some players that have retired that has won the World Cup, if you ask them what's one biggest regret trophy they didn't win, they will tell you the
yeah.
Champions League,
Hmm.
right? Cause
It's yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's to me, it's like the purest form of the highest competitive soccer because you get teams from different leagues that generally will never play against each other, especially in the later rounds. And you're just this is you can tell the players and the coaches this is really what they want to win. So they're running for everything. They're just running for loose balls. They're
It's a
talking
battle.
crap.
It's a
It's a
battle.
full battle. If you could get a if you can get a battle like this every week, it's like a derby game. A
Yeah,
derby
all the
game is
time.
very intense.
Yeah,
So it's just
yeah.
fun watching
Yeah.
the
So,
Champions League.
on a quick Google, these are the top 10 players who has never won the Champions League. You have Zlatan.
Mm.
You have, hang on a second, Ronaldo, like the real Ronaldo, like the first
Mm-hmm.
one, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
You have Buffon, the goalkeeper.
Mm.
You know, Buffon never played for any other club but Juve. He retired there. He's playing
Oh,
there
really?
for his, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know
Er- Eric Cantona from Manu, the guy that was Papa's color.
that. Yeah. Kante. Yeah.
Um, Neved, I don't know if you know Neved.
Yeah,
He,
Juventus legend.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Francisco Totti, I did not know that.
Mm.
And then Patrick Vieira, and
Classic.
then Berkham.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So the Champions League's a big deal. It's one of those big deal that Zlatan, I know he always talks about it. Um, that he's never won it. So him winning it, it's a big deal. Kevin De Bruyne winning it in that year, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's yeah, especially. I mean, we'll kind of go through all the awards quickly, but
Yeah,
if you go through and win all of these awards and you don't win the big one, you still feel
the Holy
a
Grail.
little empty. It's like this is the big one I want to win.
Yeah, it's definitely
Um,
it's definitely the Holy Grail. All right,
it's the
yeah.
Holy Grail.
You want to run down through the other ones quickly?
Yep. So same season he won the Champions League. The City won UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup, Community Shield. They won it in 2018, 19, and 24, which is the one game matchup versus the Premier League winners from the prior season and the FA Cup winner.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was PFA Player of the Year 2019-20 and 2020-21, which is, you know, I mean, being the best player
Player,
multiple
yeah,
times,
that's
it's,
crazy,
that shows you the real soccer players,
man.
the real football players know the class he has.
Yeah,
And it wasn't too long ago, which is 2021 season where he won his last PFA Player of the Year award.
yeah,
Um, Premier League Player of the Season in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. crazy. City
That's
Player of the
crazy.
Season in the
Yeah.
same 2 years, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. And then the last few FIFA
Men's
Fit
Pro.
Pro Men's World 11. He won that three
Oh
times.
wow, I did not know that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
the
then,
next one is the Ballon
yeah, go.
d'Or.
Yeah.
So in American terms, what would you say the Ballon d'Or is for like a basketball, like a football?
Yeah, they don't. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the MVP,
MVP. Yeah, exactly. That.
MVP of the season.
Yeah, MVP of the season.
But in American sports, it's just the U.S. So the Ballon d'Or is essentially all of Europe. So the football structure is, it's not just one league; it's all the
All
European
European.
leagues. I
Yeah.
mean, US too, but no, not really. It's all the European leagues, because Messi won when he was at Miami, so that's why
I
I
know.
say that.
I
But
know. Yeah.
it was more of the World Cup win. But it's the best. It's the best football player for that year, which is it's very hard to do, very hard to
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
Um,
But he didn't
yeah,
get that. He got third place
he got third place in
in
2020. Yep,
2022. Yeah, in
2022.
2022.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then Premier League playmaker, and then the last one is what he's really good at is that most
most assists
assists
in
in
a
this.
single Premier League
That
season.
is crazy. 20 assists. Wow.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, one, he has vision. He can pass the balls.
Oh
Two,
man,
he has players that can finish the
that
ball.
finisher, yeah. What an
Yeah,
incredible player. He's truly gonna be missed. I hope his farewell is one of the best that they give him because he's truly deserve it. What an
yeah,
incredible player. What a
incredible player,
yeah, incredible
incredible
talent.
run with City. He
Yeah,
even had some time at Chelsea. Yeah,
yeah,
it's.
incredible character too.
Hmm.
Yeah, he had to leave Chelsea. That was when Mourinho was there. When Mourinho let go De Bruyne and Mo Salah, and look
Hmm.
how they turned out. They just didn't fit the system during that time.
Forget that. No,
Yeah,
these players are well, but I'm glad they left because
yeah, yeah.
Chelsea. Yeah, no,
I
Chelsea's
mean,
like a factory of
dur-
players where.
during that time, to be fair, Mourinho's. Do you remember Oscar?
Hmm.
Oscar was
One of my
there.
favorite players for Chelsea. One of my favorite players for
The per-
Chelsea.
the he yeah, that's for another podcast. Him him and Ramirez. Do you remember Ramirez?
Yeah,
He was a
yeah.
small Brazilian. He's dark and oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Class.
when De Bruyne was there, he was still maturing, and those guys were just a class above everybody. They were just so good. So I
Mm-hmm.
see why Moreno let him go. He asked him if he wanted to stay or just sit on the bench, and De Bruyne just made the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Oscar was and
it's
Ramirez,
incredible. He went
they
to
were just
China.
gifts. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
took the money.
yeah. I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. Any final words on De Bruyne? Then we switch on to music.
And I guess the one last thing is
Yeah,
we'll just stay up to date and see where he ends up.
yeah.
Whether it
So
be MLS, whether it be kind of somewhere else, we'll see where he
yeah,
ends up for his next team.
yeah. I think they said San Diego for sure, but things might change. So we're not
Hmm.
100% sure yet
Yeah.
to see how
Yeah.
they go.
San Diego's a beautiful city to live in,
Oh
so
man,
it'd be a
it'd be
nice
a great
change for
retiring
him.
home for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, so that was it for football. A quick score update. City
Mm-hmm.
and United ended up tying.
Mm.
I would not be seen. I did not
Drop,
see that coming.
drop some points.
2, 3 years ago, you would not see that coming.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see how the it shapes up. We will come back to you next week too to talk about our prediction for the Champions League and if you got it correct. And
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Big, yeah, big
looking
games
at
coming up.
big game coming
Yeah,
up.
it's gonna be a
Big game
big
coming
week.
up. Yeah, for sure. And see how that goes. So we're gonna switch on to music real quick.
Okay. What do you want to start with?
Ah, last it's a lot happening in music. Let's kick off. Aubrey, come forward real quick. We need to talk, Aubrey.
I
We
have.
need.
Did you watch the video?
I did. I had to.
You did. I
Yeah,
didn't.
You didn't?
I
Oh,
didn't. I was waiting. I was waiting for a live reaction on the pod.
I had to because I just couldn't. My students were also talking about it a lot, and they would kind
Hmm.
of pressure me to watch it. I only watched it once, and I didn't catch a lot. Uh, so I I don't know if you want to watch it or you kind of want to wait.
Fuck it. Let's do a live reaction.
All right, let's do it.
You cue it up. I'll cue it up on my end,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then
Yeah. And then we go from that. But
we'll
make
just talk
sure
about.
that we have to make sure that the audio.
No, if I play it on my end, it's just gonna play in my headphones, and
You
you
think
won't be
so?
able to hear. Yeah, you won't be able to hear it because I just started playing. You can't hear it, right?
No, I can't. I can't hear anything. No.
Yeah, so you won't be able to hear it.
What
You'll
if I
just
play it on mine?
same thing. You'll hear it in your headphones, but I won't hear it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Let me see if I. I'm gonna.
but once we record, I don't I don't know what will happen. But I don't think.
I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play something random, and then let me see if you can hear anything.
Okay.
Hold on. It hasn't started yet.
You and your spouse applied for the marriage-based green
Can you hear
card,
anything?
and you have an interview coming up.
Can
No.
you hear
I
anything?
know
No.
you're
Okay.
nervous. That's completely normal.
All right.
But today, I'm going to go over
When you're ready, I'll
information
hit
that
play.
helps you to understand
What'd
what
you
to
say?
expect.
So I'll hit play.
questions
I'll
they'll
watch it
ask.
and then
Okay. Hold on.
just give a quick rundown.
Yeah, I did. To be fair, I only watched it once, so I think that is a good thing. Because
Yeah,
when you watch it once, you can't catch anything. So
that's true.
yeah, well, unless you Kendrick.
Unless
I mean, Kendrick, it'll probably take him like 2 weeks to try to dissect everything. All right, so I'm ready. So you can go ahead.
I'm 15 seconds in.
Oh, then hang on a second. I'm about to get to 15. I am. Hold on a second.
Nice time watching.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit?
All right, got some footsteps going.
Yep.
I see ya.
Who's calling that shit?
All right. Black and white theme.
Dancers, Caribbean dancers.
Yeah, Caribbean dancers. Yeah.
Just playing around, you need to tell
It's
your
giving me
girl
that
to find
Beyonce
someone
vibes.
that's real. Stop teasing me.
Yeah.
Stop teasing me.
Got a
I can
Drake
change your
jersey
life
on.
so easy.
Yeah, I know.
Keep begging you to stay, but you're leaving me.
Got the braids out.
Drake's number one.
We got members west on the 401. We got a lock on the game, but there's more to come. You gotta pop that ass.
Wow. Okay.
Shots for the girl. Damn, order some. Who's calling it?
Ah, this reminds me of Kendrick.
Yep. I know it
Yeah.
does.
Reminds
it's
me of Kendrick.
it's like a subtle shot right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
What minute are you in?
A minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
It's
Wow.
crazy that this is the hit on the Party and Drake album.
I know.
It's a Drake song.
It's a Drake song. Yeah. That's yeah. That's another thing that we can quickly brush up on. Hang on.
Yeah,
Hang on a second.
you're good. Oh, this reminds you of the Super Bowl.
Got the two steps going on.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
He's the only guy in the video so far.
I know. It's a fire. I was just about to say that too. Oh, a close
Got
shot.
another guy. Shy.
Yeah.
Basketball player.
That's a basketball player. What team does he play for?
Oklahoma City.
That shot remind.
He's like probably it might be the MVP this season. He's been dominating.
Oh wow. That shot reminds me of when Kendrick brought DeRozan on his thing. So
Yeah, that's true.
could be
There
another.
we go. Your students are telling you the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a blip. Oh, Nokia phone. I wonder what it says on there. The other cross.
What is he wearing?
I know these big ass hoodies.
These boots are killing me.
Another Kendrick shot with these. Dang,
Yeah.
with the dancers. The dancers are killing it though.
Yeah. Yeah. This is with the
Right?
circle and Drake standing in the middle.
Yeah,
That's
that is a
Kendrick.
shot. That's definitely a Kendrick
Yeah.
shot right there. What
Yeah,
shot?
that's a Kendrick shot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a different dance though.
Mm-hmm.
That shot right there it reminds me of the Squabble video.
Mm.
And the owl. Remember when at the end of the Not Like Us, Kendrick
Yeah.
had that owl
I
cage?
remember. Yeah. That's the guy who directed the video.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
Good. That's good.
It's good. I mean,
Let me see what the comments say.
it's it's good for a Drake video.
Yeah.
I always hop in the comments, son.
Yeah. just,
It's,
just to see where we at.
yeah, you know, there's always gonna be
No, it's a good video. It's a good video. Nothing too
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, nothing too great. What I what I liked about it is it's fun, it's lightheaded, it's light. You know what I had expected. You know my critique with Drake is Nokia. Give me some retro. Give me some people with roll bounce. Skates on skates, kind of like in a skating ring.
There was a little bit of that.
Yeah,
There was just two girls on roller skates, but
no,
it wasn't in a skating rink.
yeah, but I'm talking about like in the color form. Let me see people going on day like in the '90s style, '80s style, buying cotton candy at a carnival. Like bouncing. That kind of visual is kind of what I was in visualizing. I just want this man to step out his comfort zone a little bit because this giving me God plan ish vibe. This giving me the video when he was in his house during the COVID time. Like it's giving me those kind of like let me let me step out of your comfort zone a little bit, which I know you can do. Actually, do I know he can do that? He hasn't showed me that.
No, he likes to stay in his comfort zone.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, the song is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's getting spins on radios. It's climbing up on the charts. But I guess when you hear of Nokia and when you hear of your brain kind of goes into the '90s vibe, the '80s vibe, people having fun with
It's because
afros.
the music sounds like it, like back in those vibes, you know. Yeah, like roller skate vibes.
Yeah,
So the video, it doesn't really give you that visual of the '90s vibe. It's like a more current black and white dancers dancing. He does have a reference to like the older phones. I can see
yep,
that in there, but
yep.
yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
it
It
was good.
wasn't. I don't think it was. It wasn't too crazy. Not too. There were some shots in there, but
It
nothing.
was it was just
Nothing
shots in
too.
there,
Yeah, nothing too
which
crazy.
is kind of like expected. Um, if you're a P&D party next door,
I'd be pissed.
you would?
I would be. This
Yeah,
is my damn collab
I
album. I
know.
wrote most of. No, I shouldn't say most of it, but like, "Somebody Loves Me" is probably the best song on there.
Yeah.
But it's not a pop song. It's an R&B song. So the pop song is what's gonna play on radio, what people are gonna dance to, you know. But that's like the "Somebody Loves Me" is that one's all over social media. But
Hmm.
I understand why he did the video for this one. But still, I'm party next door. I'm on half of the songs,
Yeah,
and the one
exactly.
that had the first video is the solo Drake song.
Yeah, yeah. So it doesn't. I I'll feel used in kind of a way,
Hmm.
to be
I would
honest.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would too.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, so that was kind of like a quick reaction on the Nokia video. Wasn't bad. Where?
This.
Go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
I was just wondering, Drake got that hit that he wanted, ish. Um, where does he go from here now?
Yeah, so it's gonna have to be his own solo music because we have a full R&B project. We know he's got R&B songs. So if, from here, it's gonna be a solo album or a solo rap album.
Just
But
rap, just rapping.
he's never done it. So that tells you that he's not gonna do it, and he likes to stay in his comfort zone. Because if he releases a full rap album,
Hmm.
he's gonna alienate half of his audience
Which
because
is
half of
fine. Which is fine.
well, it's fine,
You
but
proving
he's
yourself.
trying. It's fine, but he's trying to capture all of his audience because he wants everyone to listen to the album.
Yeah, that is
But I
why.
don't know. He's never done it.
He's
Everyone's been
never.
saying he should do it, but he's never done it.
Is he scared to?
I don't know. Because he, like, even in the last project, he put out 3 or 4 songs after the initial release,
Hmm.
pure rap. He even had the J. Cole feature
I
one.
remember that. I remember
It was
that.
like 3 or 4 rap songs, good
So an
rap
EP.
songs,
Yeah, EP. Yeah.
but they didn't. As far as like sales and streams, it didn't perform as well
Hmm.
as the full body, which had R&B melodies. So he knows it's not gonna work. Maybe it's not gonna work commercially, or
Hmm.
everyone's not gonna listen to it. But the rap fans will probably like it. So it's up to him. I guess he's
Just
still beefing
rap.
with his and still beefing with his record label.
I don't understand. Oh, that's also
But
another.
if it's pure rap,
Hmm.
he's gonna have to bring up the beef again because what else
Which
is he
is
gonna rap
fine.
about?
Squabble up again then. Kenny's always ready. My
He's
goat is always ready. Squabble
he's
up
lost the
again.
battle. It's over. Let it go.
It's fine. Come back, squabble up again. Kenny said, how many more do I got in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
Hmm.
So squabble up again. We want to see it.
Yeah.
We want to see it, but is he really ready or is he going to put it behind him? You know?
I think he's gonna put it behind. Well, I don't know. He's gonna put
Mm,
it behind him because he hasn't taken any direct shots. Direct shots. It's
yeah.
just subs. But I was gonna say the No Face video was also black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same director that directed this one.
Okay.
I think that's his like theme. Most
I
of
did.
the photos is black and white.
I did not like that video at all. In the
Which
mall,
one?
the
No,
no face in
I
the
thought
mall. It was
I thought it
weird.
was good.
Really.
I thought I shouldn't. I thought the scene. I thought it was shot well. The video was good,
Hmm.
but them acting tough was like
I know. It just was
it's like
cringy.
it wasn't it.
It wasn't.
If it was somebody else, I think it would hit better.
Yeah. I
But it
was.
was you could tell it was them trying to act tough. I'm like, I don't know if you
Like, you
need to
don't
act.
need to.
I don't think you need to act tough. Kendrick doesn't act tough, but
No.
yeah,
He
you
gets a
don't need to.
message across. I was reading the comments and somebody said, "Oh, Drake shot it in the mall because that's where all the miners are." I was like, "Come on!" I was like, "How is he gonna
It was It's surprising because no one really shoots video in the
in
mall.
the
But
mall?"
the fact that he was able to rent out a whole mall
That's
is a
the flex I
flex.
think he was trying to get at. I think that was a
And he was
flex.
driving cars to be like
It was
the
unnecessary to me.
as a videographer. I thought it was a interesting shot. It was cool, but it was just the black and white, the the toughness was because he's not. That's not really. I don't think that's where he's from. He's not a.
Exactly. It just
It's not him.
you didn't need to. I don't know. But anyway,
Mm.
I know we're gonna come back to Aubrey at one point again. So yeah, Napster.
Yeah. Next topic.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next topic about Napster. Remember when we were in high school and we used to use Napster?
Oh man, yeah. LimeWire. All of
Uh,
them. all of the downloads,
Virus.
initiated from from Napster because once people can download music for free,
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna stop them?
Yeah,
No one,
exactly.
nothing's gonna stop them. If I want this song, I'm gonna find a way to
You're
get
gonna
this
find
song.
it. Yep.
I've so I've listened and I've read articles about kind of how all the leaks started, and
Oh,
it's very
really?
interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting that
Huh.
the leakers, because everything was leaking no matter what, because the
Mm.
people who were leaking the albums had a system. They had a guy who worked in the factories of
Mm.
when the CDs were pressed, so he knew when the physical CD was gonna come. And as he was boxing all the CDs, he'll just slip one in his pocket. Because back then CDs were going to
Ah.
stores like Best Buy, Target, so you
Mm-hmm.
physically have to make the CD, put everything in storage. So you have essentially the physical CD comes out before the album. Like the physical CD is print and pressed before the album.
Mm-hmm.
So all you have to do is take one, put it in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
put it on your computer, download it, and now it's on the internet. So it was almost impossible to stop the leak. And the people who were doing it had a system.
Mm.
Like, I'll pay you for this, you do this, you get me this. Then once it hits the
Mm.
internet, it's hard to stop. So now it's direct to consumer. It's up on the streaming platforms. It becomes hard to leak unless you're a super hacker.
Ah, okay.
But the way they had it before, it was, if you're printing a physical CD, you almost can stop the leak because someone always had a physical access to
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Kendrick's performance was leaked.
Yeah.
It's
The Super
because
Bowl.
someone was physically there and he can just record it on his phone, or
Hmm.
he could write it down or do something. But once you open it to more people than who's in a small circle, there's always a chance of leaking.
Mm. That makes
So
sense.
when, like, it makes sense. So when, like, Kanye would be he would be collaborating with music, he would
Mm-hmm.
always have his laptop or his hard drive with him physically. That way, no one can take it. So it's like, okay, I'm working with you. Here's the laptop.
That's a
You
lot.
record. I take it. I go home. There's no chance of it being leaked.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Ah, okay. So this
Yeah.
so this group that wants to buy Napster is kind of like an investment group.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 250 million is crazy. So they basically want to build like an artist fan relationship where they want to kind of do like they want to launch like a music streamer into
Mm-hmm.
3D virtual concert,
Mm.
where it will kind of be like a space where people can actually, you know, so they said imagine stepping into a virtual venue to watch
Mm.
exclusive shows with
Mm-hmm.
friends and then chat with your favorite artists in their own virtual hangout spot.
Mm.
So let's say if you're,
I like the idea.
yeah, yeah. So if your favorite artist drop a new single, then you can actually be in that virtual world and they can kind of
Yeah.
have a one-on-one direction with them and
Yeah.
interaction and then it will kind of emerge into like a 3D technology.
I
Um,
mean, I like it, but this is what Apple will probably try to do as well,
yeah,
because they already have the device, they already have the hardware device, they
yeah,
already have Apple Music.
yeah.
You just have to, let's say, whoever the artist is, you record
Mm-hmm,
um, VR video or VR concert,
mm-hmm,
and then once it's recorded, it's on Apple Music. If you have the Apple headset, you have access to it.
mm-hmm.
From a fan,
Uh-huh.
I think it'll be amazing to be at a court side or front side
All of it,
at
yeah.
a Kendrick or a Drake show, but you
Yep.
have to, have the device and have access to it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I didn't know people were still using Napster.
I know. I didn't
Yeah, I didn't know people were still using Napster.
how I'm actually really shocked by that now. I was just surprised. So yeah, it's 250 million. It's a lot of money
People
though.
are still using Napster. What does
What I
Napster
got?
do? I
I
didn't
don't
even.
even know what are
I don't
you.
even know. Is it it's a streaming service?
I don't even know what it
I
is.
don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like how you have it written, there's gonna be competitors from Spotify, Apple, YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
the other big players
They
because they're
will.
gonna try to do the same thing.
They will. Yeah. If if it really picks up though, if it doesn't pick up, they'll be like, eh.
Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, it depends on if people engage with it and people are willing to. Because right now it hasn't been. it hasn't picked, it hasn't caught on yet
No, it hasn't.
because I don't see anything regarding, you know, virtual concerts. I mean, I see live streaming concerts, but it's not really, virtually in a headset or because people haven't fully dove into the virtual reality space or
Not
people
yet.
haven't like it hasn't caught on where every house has one.
Yeah, a lot of people are
So
also freaked out by it too. So, but I think once it does catch up on though, a lot of those streaming services will try to
mhm.
pick up on it and see.
Because there was a and there was a company the NBA was using that was able to do virtual reality game or augmented reality basketball games. Like it could
Yeah,
put you live. There was a company that was dominating the space.
really,
But you probably never heard of this company.
never.
So
No.
they were like the leader in live sports, augmented reality. They were
Mm,
lead or not they were like the most they're best they were the best at doing it. And then
mm,
Apple just bought them.
yeah,
And for like years, 2 or 3 years, nothing.
nothing. Just
N-
zero.
just nothing. And then Apple released a headset and you can tell that they're working with them to get everything get all the talent from them so they can release it on this device. But
Yeah.
still, I mean, I've never tried on the device, the augmented reality headset, but
Hmm.
from what people say, it's good.
They
It's
actually like it.
heavy,
Hmm.
but it's the experience is good. It's just it's not it hasn't caught on yet.
Yeah. Eventually, well,
It
and then
eventually will,
yeah, and then
because
once.
I could just imagine like being in your couch, whatever. Let's say you want to watch Netflix or watch a Premier League game, and instead of watching it on your TV, you can watch it in a 150-inch screen
I
where you
mean, that
can
would be
kind of look
dope.
left and right, get
That
full
would be dope.
360 audio.
That would be dope.
Well, it's hard to beat that.
That would be really dope. Yeah.
That'd be really dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
So we will
future.
see. Yeah, we will see what Napster decided to do with it and how they want to project through that project that they're doing. But I still think 250 is obscene amount of money. But what do I know?
Good for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I don't know how they got it, but
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah. Um.
But I think they're who was the company that bought it is I don't know
Infinite. It's called Infinite Reality.
who else will be able to give them access to the kind of music and video. So they're like,
That's the
okay,
thing.
maybe Napster is the only place I can do it. So
That's the thing.
Napster is like, okay, in the future, this will be really big. This will be worth so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the price is valued on what the future could be.
Would be, yeah. I mean, also, are people gonna buy into it? What kind of age demographic are they going to hit? Are they
Hmm.
trying to get at? Is it high schoolers to like
Hmm.
mid 20s? Cause or like 30s, 40s? Like where are they? So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to really see where they take it for real.
Yeah, because it could be like it could be the demographic could be varied. Let's say you never saw Michael Jackson live and you want to have an experience of a concert back in the 80s where you never got a chance to see. That would be
That would be
be
pretty
really
dope.
cool.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty dope. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many ways that they can take it. Like I said, it can be super successful, or it could just be like a straight
Hmm.
down the hill, and
Hmm.
it just wouldn't.
Time will tell.
Time definitely time will tell on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So switch it on.
What we got next?
did you, did you had a chance to watch Kanye and
I'm
AK
not
in it?
watching that
In
crap. No, I watched a little bit of it, and I don't. What is he doing? I don't know what he's. I don't know.
I know what he's doing, and it's just sad because every time Kanye's dropping an album, it's a fiasco. He needs to do, whi- which gets me so frustrated because he doesn't need that attention for people to
Hmm.
go listen to his music. You're already proving yourself over so many years. There's no need for this. There's absolutely no need for this. Do you remember his Life of Pablo rollout?
What did he do? I probably have because I just I lose track of all the crazy things he's done.
It's just so
Yeah.
sad. It just I don't. I don't even know what to say because he just and then act just feeding off, just
The
feeding off.
fact that the fact that Act got there, Kanye was dressed normal, and then he changed in front of Ack into his costume, and and Ack continued.
And he
I
made
would
him.
have said so. I would have been like, what are you doing? This,
He stood the whole time.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to waste much time on it. It's just sad. It's just attention, and he's gotten what he wanted is the attention. Then he dropped the album. I haven't listened to it.
hmm I listened to a little bit, but I think there's some good stuff on it, but there's all the antics. It makes me not even want to listen to it or care about it.
And yeah, I don't blame you. It doesn't. It it's just so frustrating.
And it's hard to even find it because we don't know if it's on YouTube, if it's on. It's very
Is it on
yeah. You don't.
DSP?
I don't know if it's on DSPs. Actually, I never checked, but I know there was a YouTube link where people were just listening to it, like the full thing, not song by song. It was like a however long, hour and a half or something long YouTube video where it was just all of it. And then I'm just looking at the. I think it's the album cover. Have you seen the album cover?
Yeah, the red and white.
What the fuck is this? I shouldn't swear, but what is
Yeah.
going on?
I don't know.
It's yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, it's yeah being yeah. I don't think it's a smart decision. He, but people have just gotten numb to his antics now that they don't even care anymore. And I think Kanye's just gonna keep doing what he does. And
Yeah, I don't. I mean, even did you see what he did at the Grammys
yeah,
on the red carpet?
Yeah.
All that is just like, what's the point? Wait, why you just doing this for attention and album listens? It doesn't.
yeah. And I know people use his mental thing as a thing, but it gets to a point where if you need the help, get it, and then just move on. But it just got to a point that it's just getting out of control, and it's just really sad. But anyway, I'm up for that.
All right, we can talk about J Cole.
Yeah,
I
we can
listened
talk
to
about
it.
J. Cole. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is 1 year anniversary of J Cole's 7-minute drill.
Oh my goodness.
I listened to it and I was, it's catchy, but the bars are like little jabs, not really, not really going at Kendrick. He talked about how long it takes for Kendrick to drop albums. He talked about the classics or he didn't have a classic until the third or fourth album, but it was essentially a friendly pow pow.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. You could tell he was being pressured to say something, and then he said something, but it wasn't.
How
It
you gonna-
wasn't. It was like you're beefing with your friend, but you don't want to beef with your friend. But the fans tell me I need to beef with you because he took a shot at me, and then you look at a year later and you're like, okay, what? He made the right decision because where it went, I don't think he was ready for it to go where it went.
No.
So he stuck his foot in the water, got bit by fish. Kendrick told him, you don't want to do this," and then he rescinded it. And a year later, it's probably a smart decision because I don't think he was ready to engage the way it went. And it would have been different as a 3-person engagement.
Yeah.
It was a one-on-one fade. No one else needs to be in the fade. But I'm thinking. I listened. I was like, it's kind of a catchy
Yeah.
hook,
Yeah.
catchy chorus. I was like, okay, but
Yeah.
the bars weren't anything vicious. It wasn't like it got.
Yeah. My first thought was I woke up and I'm getting all
Sorry.
this message from my friend. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
They were like, dude, coach this. Kendrick. I'm like, nah, get out of here. These guys are friends. So I was like,
I
I'm
know
like,
it's
I don't-
surprising.
No.
It's very surprising.
And then I started listening to it, and my first initial thought, I could hear it in his voice. There's no animosity in this guy's voice. There's no, how are you dissing somebody and then giving him compliment at the same time? Your first stuff
Yeah.
was classic. Your second,
It makes sense. You could tell it was a friendly. He didn't want to do it. He was forced into doing it.
but I still think we got robbed for one of the biggest bar for bar I still think we got robbed. If have you listened to J. Cole's Johnny P. Caddy with him and Benny the Butcher?
Mm-mm. I
The
don't think so.
way this guy was rapping, he's on top of the world. I'm
Mm.
untouchable. And then I just think that probably Kendrick knew something in J. Cole's skeleton that Cole just did not want it to bring out.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard the day that he apologized on stage at the Dreamville, Schoolboy Q was there and he told Cole that, hey, you don't want this beef to go
It's gonna go.
where
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah,
go, where it's gonna
yeah.
go.
I could tell they had a conversation, or
Yeah,
someone told
Cole.
J. Cole
Hmm.
that it's we're ready for war. If you're not ready for war, don't step
Yeah,
on the battlefield.
yeah.
And then when he said it at the concert, like I received it, I was like, okay, as a man with a family, I know where this might go. If I'm not ready to go here, there's no point in continuing. So it was. Did you watch the Rory and Maul reaction
That
to
was one of the
to Ki-
funny.
it was, I've never laughed so I've never laughed so hard in my
I did
life.
too. So why are you stepping into that when you know that you can't say
This
you're
is
the
the
best? Is it true though? Can he still brag? Can he still
it's
brag that
gonna be
he's the
hard
best?
to it's gonna be hard to say that after you
What is he gonna
because
rap about in the fallout? Picking flowers and folding clothes and
yeah.
drying clothes. Like what is? Can you say you're still the best if you're not
it,
ready for the fade?
yeah, it's hard to say because it about like you can't duck the fade and say I'm the best because
Yes.
you had a chance to prove you're the best and you chose not to.
And then when the Port Antonio dropped, this guy is saying, "Oh, I could have washed these guys if I would have
No,
taken the
you
bat."
can't say that.
No, you can't.
No, you can't
You
say that. You
couldn't
had your
have. Would have.
chance.
You had the
Yeah,
chance.
yeah.
Cause I've seen. I don't know if you remember, but I still revisit this song. It's called Black Friday. When
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick hop on J Cole's beat and J Cole hop on Kendrick's beat, and these guys will rap. It was just rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're done with the pod, you should listen to it. And these guys were
Black
just
Friday, you said?
yes.
Okay.
And I would just listen. I'm like, damn, these guys are rapping like they're rapping.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I had expected was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it took a day. It took a day or two, and this guy goes on the stage and apologize. I still feel in my heart we got robbed.
You got robbed.
Hip hop fans. We know these two dudes are not gonna pull guns on anybody. We know their crew TD is not gonna go Dreamville and shut up. It's not 50 in Ja Rule. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't gonna get any violent. It just bar. Just go bar for bar. Just bar each other up. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And then
It
so
would
I
have been it would have been a great moment for hip hop
it
to
was
watch them go bar for bar because
bar
it's
for
like
bar.
the best the best rappers currently are actually exchanging in a lyrical exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be fun. I think Drake used Cole as a dummy mission. Here, you go and go and test this guy record. Let
He
me see.
probably did. Drake was probably in his ear. Like,
Yeah.
you go out there and see what happens. I'll be right
I'll
behind
be
you.
right. Yeah, yeah. And then I just so frustrating because I'm so curious about how Dot was gonna approach
Mm,
J Cole.
J. Cole.
I guess we would never know.
Yeah.
But I really think he knows
That would
something
have that
in
yeah.
Cole's skeleton that Cole just did not want it to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
it's
It's
just
crazy.
it's been a year already since that whole fiasco, dude. That whole month was the most craziest thing to be a hip hop fan because
It was a moment in history, man. I couldn't believe this is happening. I'm
it's
like,
like
okay, is this gonna
ah, Ken,
happen? Is this gonna
he said Kendrick drop, Drake drop, the,
because you know to be for to see the active engagement
yeah,
because they're locked in the studio ready to go for war
ready,
and they're going back and forth dropping records. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this actively, especially from the biggest artists,
yeah,
biggest hip hop artists,
yeah.
currently is like this is a time.
I honestly think Kendrick had his stuff queued,
Mm-hmm.
and literally, okay, this guy dropped,
Mm-hmm.
and then his thing just goes. Because there's no way. And then he's probably editing in real time and having go. So I
Yeah.
think when J. Cole did drop, it kind of threw him off
He
guard a little
he
bit.
said, "Hey, yo, yeah, it probably threw him out because he wasn't ready
He wasn't ready
to
for
have
that
J.
one.
Cole as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's ready for the one-on-one.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I think J. Cole would have. I still think Kendrick would have had an upper shot. Um, because I don't think he would have went bar for bar with him. I think he probably would have went how he did on the Drake route and probably drop like a banger, which
Mm-hmm.
everybody didn't think he had it in him. You know, I thought it was gonna be like rapidy, 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 rapidy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Quite a sun
it's
seeker.
yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be one of those type of phase. It really
Yeah.
was gonna be one of those type of phase. So
Let me
just
see.
1 year already, and I think he made the best decision. The fall off is gonna drop. We're gonna see how that's gonna sound,
Mm-hmm.
and I still don't think J Cole had it in him to or the hate that
He
both
didn't
Kendrick
have it
and
in him. He
yeah
he liked Kendrick. They're friends. It's
yeah
like,
he
why are
didn't
you gonna get into a serious battle with someone that you actually like, you talk to outside of music? So
hmm
and then you can't get there mentally unless you really dislike the person.
yeah yeah
So he made a smart decision.
he
I mean,
did
he shouldn't have released the record to
he should
begin
not
with. That was
that's
that was that was a mistake releasing the record.
that's when he
Um,
had that title might delete it later and he did delete
hmm
it so yeah, I just said I'm really looking forward to the fall off. I think it might drop up in the summer
hmm
and we
Yeah,
will
something
see.
is close. It's approaching. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here when that drop. We're
hmm
definitely gonna be here. So that kind of wrap up our episode today, episode number 3 of Cleats&Beats.
Episode
Um,
number 3. Yeah.
yeah, I saw that Russ dropped his single. I took a quick listen to it. It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Um, Big
Listen
X
to
the
it.
plug has been all over
Oh yeah.
social media. Yeah, he has a song called Therapy Session where he's actually like in a bar and he's
hmm
speaking to like the bartender and he's talking about his trauma and all these things that he's going through. Just like how
hmm
we talked about last week about YG thing. I think more and more rappers are gonna be more vulnerable when speaking out their feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about Big X the plug, but my student again put me on.
Students are putting. Yeah, these
Yeah,
kids they're up
fast
on the new stuff.
on the new stuff. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So those are the only like really 3 singles that kind of like
Let's see
drop,
what
and
I'm
then
listening
also Ray Vaughn as well drop another heat called Flat.
to. Okay.
He's also a great TDE artist. He was the one that was going back and forth with Joey the Badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, those are
There's
go ahead.
yeah, there's a song that you would like. It's Jim Jones Back in My Bag.
Uh huh.
That's him. It's him rapping. He's got I think he has 2 other features on that song.
hmm
But it's good rap. You would like it. This is a song for you. You like it.
Yeah.
Back in My Bag. That's
Yeah.
one that we
I'm gonna
listened to
have to listen to
recently.
that one. Is
Yeah.
is it on DSP?
Yeah, it's on DSP's.
Oh.
It's on his new album that came out.
Mm.
Uh,
All
yeah,
right.
it's fun. It's you'll like it. It's
I'm
the
definitely gonna
the
check it out then.
the bars that aren't Jim Jones did a good job, but the other rappers never heard of these rappers, but they're
No, run
going
it
off.
in.
They were
I'll-
going in. They were going in. You
I
know, in New
like
York,
Barham
there's people in New York that just can rap their ass off that you might
all
not
the
have
time.
heard
Bar
of. Yeah.
heavy. You know me.
hmm
I love bar heavy rap.
hmm
So it's my thing. So that does it. Episode
It's another
3.
episode 3.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Clayson and
being here.
Beats. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Thanks for taking the time and listening to us. It's awesome. We still figuring things out. We promise we're gonna improve. We're gonna improve as it goes on. So
hmm
Thanks for
Look forward
joining
to the
us.
next one. Thanks for
Yeah, for
joining.
sure. For sure.
We'll be on the podcast platform soon, so it won't just be
With
YouTube.
the
So
YouTube
stay
video.
tuned.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll work on this. We'll keep getting better. Appreciate all the support.
Yeah, for sure, man. And have a good weekend and a great week, everyone.